Hello everyone, this is Mr. Fox bringing you the art book of Scorn Red, chapter The Protagonist. The Protagonist. Every project has a beginning, and for Scorn, this came in the form of its protagonist. Before concept work began on the enemies, the weapons, or even the locations, Scorn was given form through its main character as the team sought to define the ideas they wanted to express. Scorn's premise is built atop a collection of themes, and one in particular sparked the protagonist's design. The basic idea was about the physical embodiment and being existent in the world, says game director Lubomir Beckler. We wanted to show what it means to have a body in this world and how it relates to the world. To capture this idea, a first person view felt like the only camera option Beckler's, for Beckler to consider, because that's how we work as a bodied entity, he says. With this established, it was important to not fall into the trap of reducing the main character to a pair of disembodied hands and legs, and to ensure his entire body could be used as a tool. That's in part achieved through the general game mechanics and animations, interactive world features that demand players insert limbs into consoles as an example, but also through character design that enable players to inject large rods into their own forearms or subject their bodies to strange and uncomfortable situations. Our protagonist is humanoid, says Pleckler. We wanted to express features that are human, but we took some liberties and over exaggerated elements so certain themes show through. You should be aware of your body at all points in the game because your relationship to the world is going to happen through your body. This is why during all times when players are in control, it's possible to look down and see the effects of various afflictions on the protagonist's torso. Beyond being the second protagonist, theme Ebb wanted to embrace was one of entropy, of bodies getting progressively sicker and decomposing. Being trapped in a rotting prison is how Akovic described its citing fragility and vulnerability. An essential characteristic that played into his artwork. Many early character designs were either amended or rejected simply because of the form looked too strong. The third and final theme, critical to Scorn's leading role, is one of rebirth. The idea of being reborn in most is more potent than being born because you change drastically and you are aware of the changes, Peklar says. You are aware of the changes, Peklar says. I wanted to explore losing control over your body, so that's why the parasite exists, because it's taking control of you and all of your functions. You're right, we are emphasizing weakness over strength into the protagonist's build was essential to ensure players would feel fearful of their time tiptoeing through Scorn's world. Above, we have the parasite is a lithe serpentine creature capable of negotiating small crawl spaces and ambushing from above. Below, we have humanoids have carapace growths in place of soft skin. Take a cross section of their bodies, and the biological makeup would be identical to Scorn's building and machinery. Above, we have pinning down, which features to enhance or leave recognizably humanoid. It took many iterations. There are only a fraction of these early concepts. These are only a fraction of the early concepts, shares concept designer Philip Akovic. Some of the designs were really far out. They strayed too much from our core concepts by being too weird or not relatable enough. Scorn's parasite is a character unto itself, and after an early encounter, it acts as a companion of sorts throughout your journey. It's a merciless creation, starting off stringy and snake-like, but growing progressively larger and more powerful as you trek deeper into the darkness. The protagonist and parasite enjoy a symbiotic relationship. Without it, the protagonist would be entirely defenseless, but Akovic's evolutionary parasitic design paint a disturbing picture of what happens if that relationship is left unchecked and the leech were allowed to feed on somebody without limit. Hungry claws rip and tear at flesh as the parasite is overcome with bloodlust, eventually engulfing its victim and assimilating what's left into its body. Most of Scorn's artwork makes players question where organic matter ends and machinery begins. The protagonist and parasitic passenger designs, however, pose a different conundrum, asking players to constantly monitor the sliding scale of where the self ends and the other begins. To the left and above, when the parasite latches on, its talons hook into the player's torso and begin to slowly try to open the chest cavity. Players are also free to look down and witness the progress of the defilement firsthand. To the right, you form a violent, codependent bond with the parasite, which is essential for your survival in the hostile world, says Akovic. But as the game progresses and the creatures grow stronger, it becomes a deadly burden. The left and the above. These drawings represent the parasite taking over the body, says concept artist Philip Akovic. It's becoming the dominant one and controlling you. You can't really escape its grasp anymore. End of the protagonist chapter. See you in the next one, everyone.